Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our third session for time and work. In the previous session, we have discussed some basic problems related to the topic. In this session, we will continue doing more problems. So let's begin the session now. Now let's see this problem. A certain number of men can do a piece of work in 60 days. If there are 20 more men, it could be finished in 10 days. How many men were there in the beginning? See, we do not know number of persons involved initially. So let it be X. Okay. If X persons if X persons are taking 60 days to finish up the task, that means in all, the work is of 60X man days. We have already discussed the concept of man days in the previous session. Okay. Now, if there are 20 more men, that means now the number of persons is X plus 20. And these people are taking 10 days to finish up the task. That means the work is of X plus 20 into 10 man days. Now this task and this task, both the tasks are same. So number of man days can be equated. Okay, since we are not given over here that the capacity of individual is different, so we assume that it will be same. So it's X 10X plus 200 is equal to 60X. So 50X is 200, that means X is 4. So initially there were 4 persons involved in the task. Okay. Now let's try this question. A can do a piece of work in 40 days. He worked at it for 5 days. Then B finished the remaining work in 21 days. In how many days can A and B together finish the work? Friends, I would just suggest try the problem on your own, then match your solution with mine. A can do a piece of work in 40 days and he is working for 5 days. That means 5 by 40. That is 1 upon 8th work will be done in this duration, right? Now how much work is left? It is 7 by 8. Now if 7 by 8 work B is doing in 21 days, that means the complete work, that is 1, he will be taking, that is 24 days. Okay. Now capacity of B to complete the work is 24 days and capacity of A to complete the work is 40 days. Now both of them are working together. So in a single day, A will be doing 1 over 40 of the work, B will be doing 1 upon 24 of the work. So in a single day, this much work will be done. You can solve it. So in a single day, 1 by 15th part of the work will be done. So in all, it will take 15 days to work to get the work completed. Okay. A does 1/3 of the work in 5 days and he is then assisted by B and they together finish the remaining work in 6 days. B alone can finish the work in how many days, that we have to find out. Now just see, A is doing 1/3 of the work in 5 days. So to do 1/3 of the work he's taking 5 days. That means to complete the task A will take 15 days. Okay. Now for B, he's then assisted by B and together they finish the remaining work in 6 days. That means A plus B, they are taking 6 days to finish 2/3 of the work. That means A and B will be taking 9 days to finish up the work. That means for 2/3 work they are taking 6 days. That means the complete work they will be taking 3 by 2 into 6, that is 9 days. So the capacity of A is 15 days. A and B, their joint capacity is 9 days. So we can calculate the capacity of B. That is 1 upon A plus 1 upon B is 1 upon this the complete the number of days. So it's in a single day 1 upon 9 work will be done. Now put the value of A over here, then we'll be getting the value of B. Just put it over here. 1 upon 9 minus 1 upon 15 is equal to 1 upon B. So B will be taking 22 and a half days to finish up the task, right? Now let's try this problem. A and B can separately do a work in 20 days and 15 days respectively. They work together for 6 days, after which B was replaced by C. If the work was finished in next 4 days now, the number of days in which C alone could do the work. Now, the capacity of A is 20 days, the capacity of B is 15 days. First of all, we find out in 6 days how much work is done. So, 1 upon 20th work is done by A per day, and 1 upon 15th work will be done by B per day. So, in all, per day 7 by 60 work will be done. So if they are working for 6 days, so 7 by 60 is for 1 day, then in 6 days 7 by 10 work will be done. Okay, that means A and B, if both of them are working together, then in 6 days they will be doing 7 by 10 of the work. Okay, now how much work is left? That is 3 by 10, right? Now A and C, both of them are working, right? Now we have to find out if the work was finished in next 4 days. That means 3 by 10 work is being finished in 4 days. That means the complete work, if A and C work jointly, then how many days will they take to complete the work? That means if 3 by 10 work is done in 4 days, then the complete work will be taking, that is 40 by 3 days. Okay, now we know the capacity of A, that is 1 by 20. Capacity of C we have to find out, and their joint capacity is 40 by 3 days to complete the work. That means in a single day they will be doing 3 by 40 of the work. Okay, so 1 upon C is 1 upon 40. That means C will be taking 40 days to complete the work, right? Now let's solve this problem. Ravi and Kavi can do a piece of work independently in 6 days and 4 days respectively. If they are working on alternate days and Ravi starting, how long the work will take to be finished? Now quite simple problem. Friends, let's try to solve the problem without the use of paper and pen, right? Now Ravi is taking 6 days and Kavi is taking 4 days to complete the work independently, right? That means in a single day, Ravi will be doing 1 upon 6 of the work and Kavi will be doing 1 upon 4 of the work. That means both of them in a single day, if working together, will be doing 5 by 12 of the work. Am I right? 5 by 12 of the work. That is 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 4. Now, they are working on alternate days. That means one day Ravi is working and the next day Kavi is working. Then further Ravi is working and then Kavi is working. Right? So what 5 by 12 work is done, it is being done in 2 days. Am I right? It's being done in 2 days. So in 2 days, 5 by 12 work is done. That means in 4 days, 10 by 12 work is done, right? Now after 4 days, how much work will be pending? That is only 2 by 12. And what 2 by 12 is? It's 1 by 6. So first 2 days, first day Ravi is working. I just explain it over here. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. First day Ravi is working, then Kavi is working, then Ravi is working, then Kavi is working. So there are two sets of Ravi and Kavi. So it's 5 by 12, it's 5 by 12, and the total work done is 10 by 12. That means 5 by 6. Now the pending work is 1 by 6. Now it's the turn of Ravi on the fifth day, and Ravi can do 1 upon 6 work per day. And how much work is pending? Only 1 upon 6. So that he will be doing in that particular day. So in all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days it will take the work to be finished, right? I just used paper and pen just for the sake of explanation. Otherwise, you can calculate this mentally. Okay, so it's 5 days. Now let's try this problem. Sita and Geeta together can do a piece of work in 7 days. If Sita alone does twice as much work as Geeta in a given time, find how long Sita alone would take to do the work. Now, very simple problem. Sita and Geeta, both of them together are taking 7 days, and the capacity of Sita to do the work is double than that of Geeta. That means Sita will be taking half of the days taken by Geeta. Suppose Geeta is taking X days, then Sita will be taking, I'm sorry, if Geeta, Sita is taking X days, Geeta will be taking 2X days to finish the work independently, right? So in a single day, Sita will be doing 1 upon X of the work, Geeta will be doing 1 upon 2X of the work, and both of them are doing 1/7 of the work per day, right? So X is 21 by 2, that is 10.5. That means X is Sita. Now that means Sita will be taking 10.5 days to finish up the work independently, and Geeta will be taking double of that. That is 21 days to finish up the same task, right? So we are asked about Sita. So Sita will be taking 10.5 days, right? Now here comes an interesting problem, a bit twisted. Mahendra, Narendra and Tejinder can do a piece of work in 24, 30 and 40 days respectively. They start the work together, but Tejinder leaves 4 days before the completion of the work. In how many days is the work done? The problem is a bit twisted, but then also it's quite easy. Let's try. Now Tejinder is leaving 4 days before the completion of the work. Now how would we start the problem? For last 4 days, these two guys, Mahinder and Narinder, both of them are working only. Okay. So in a single day, Mahinder works 1 upon 24. Narinder works 1 upon 30. That means in a single day, both of them can work 9 by 120, or we can say 3 by 40 work per day. Now for the last 4 days, these two people are working uh, all alone. That means Tejinder is not working. That means in single day, if they are working 3 by 40th of the work, that means for 4 days, they will be doing 3 by 10 of the work. Now 3 by 10 of the work is being done in last 4 days, and that work is being done by Mahindra and Narendra only. That means before this, when the three guys were working, they might have finished 7 by 10 of the work, isn't it? 7 by 10 of the work. Now, in how many days that particular 7 by 10 work might have been done? Let's calculate it. Now Mahinder and Narinder per day they are working 3 by 40th of the work, and this guy Tejinder is doing 1 upon 40 of the work. That means if Mahinder, Narinder and Tejinder all of them are working, they are doing 4 by 40 or 1 by 10 of the work per day. 1 by 10 per day. And before leaving, Tejinder, Mahinder, Narinder and Tejinder have finished 7 by 10 of the work, isn't it? So if they are doing 1 by 10 work per day, that means 7 by 10 work will take 7 days. Okay, now these 7 days and this 4 days in all, the work will take 11 days to get completed. I hope you are clear. I just repeat the problem solution once again. I'm sorry. Uh, since Tejinder is leaving 4 days before the completion of the work, we cannot calculate how much work was done before he leaves. So what we do, we can calculate the amount of the work done in 4 days by Mahindra and Narendra that we have calculated over here. That is 3 by 40 work is done by Mahinder and Narendra per day. That means in 4 days they are doing 3 by 10 of the work. That means before leaving Tejinder, all of them might have done 7 by 10 of the work, right? Now the capacity of all of the three taken together is 1 by 10 work per day. That means 7 by 10 work will take 7 days to get completed. So these 7 days and these 4 days in all, the work will take 11 days to get completed. Okay. Now further, a twisted problem is there. Alex and Amir can separately complete the work in 9 and 12 days respectively. After how many days Alex should stop working so that the work is completed in 8 days? I just suggest you should try this problem on your own, then match your solution with mine. Problem looks like tedious, but actually it is not. Now, Alex is leaving the work, but Amir is doing the work for complete 8 days. Now the work is taking 8 days to get completed. That means for the complete 8 days, Amir is working. Now capacity of Amir is 1 by 12 work per day, isn't it? Amir 1 by 12 work per day, and that means if he is working for 8 days, complete 8 days, that means he alone can finish 2/3 of the work, isn't it? That means if Amir is working for 8 days, he alone can finish 2/3 of the work. That means Alex might have done 1/3 of the work before leaving, isn't it? Now, Alex's capacity is 9 days to get the work completed. That means 1 upon 9 work per day. Okay, so to do 1/3 of the work, he might have taken 3 days, isn't it? That means he can leave after 3 days. He can stop working. That means Alex can stop working after 3 days. That is none of these over here. Friends, you can do this problem even mentally. The work which I have shown here, it's like very simple. That can be calculated mentally. Okay, that means Amir is doing the work for entire 8 days. His per day capacity is 1 by 12. So if he's working for 8 days, he might have done 8 by 12. That is 2/3 of the work. That means only 1/3 of the work has been done by Alex, and capacity of Alex is 1 by 9 work per day. That means to do 1 by 3 work, he will be taking 3 days to complete to do that particular portion of the work. Okay, so quite simple. Now further we have a problem of working alternately. A and B working separately can do a piece of work in 8 hours and 10 hours respectively. If they work for an hour alternately, A beginning at 10 a.m., at what time would the work be finished? Okay, now it's this further sequence A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay, so suppose we take this ABS together. So it will be 1 upon 8 plus 1 upon 10. That is 9 by 40 of the work, and that is being done in 2 hours. For 1 hour A is working and doing 1 upon 8 of the work, and next 1 hour B is working and he is doing 1 upon 10 of the work. So that means in 2 hours 9 by 40 work is being done. So 2 hours 9 by 40. 4 hours 18 by 40, 6 hours 27 by 40, 8 hours 36 by 40. Now we don't have much margin. After 8 hours, 9 by 10 work is finished. Okay, now how much work is left? It's 1 by 10. Now after 8 hours, in the ninth hour, the turn of A will be there. The capacity of A is 1 by 8 work per hour. That means if he has to do 1 by 10 work, he'll be taking less than 1 hour, isn't it? Now suppose you don't want to calculate how much time will it takes, then we can go by option. That means in all 8 hours plus less than 1 hour. And they are starting at 10 o'clock. From 10 o'clock, 8 hours will be 6 o'clock. Then less than 1 hour, that will be 6:48 will be the answer, isn't it? You can calculate it also. 1 by 10 work if he has to do, we can calculate it. If to do 1 by 8 work, he takes 1 day, that 1 hour. So to do 1 by 10 work, he'll be taking 8 by 10 hours, or we can say 48 minutes. Okay, so it's 6 hours 48 minutes, but there's no need to calculate. Clear? Now let's try this problem. Quite similar to the problems we discussed earlier. A can do a piece of work in 14 days and B in 21 days. They began the work, but later A left at such time that during last 3 days B worked alone. Okay. So while B was working alone for 3 days, how much work was done, that we can calculate, right? B can do 1 upon 21 per work per day. That means for 3 days he might have done 1 upon 7 of the work. That 1 upon 7 of the work was done in last 3 days. That means 6 by 7 work was done by A and B together. Now capacity of A and B to do the work in per day is 1 upon 14 plus 1 upon 21. That is 5 by 42 per day. Now in a single day, both of them are working together and they are able to complete 5 by 42 of the work. But they have to do 6 by 7 of the work. That means 5 by 42 work is being done in one day. That means 6 by 7 work will take 42 by 5 into 6 by 7. That is 36 by 5 days. Okay. Now 36 by 5 is this. That is A and B together. Then A alone, B alone is taking working for 3 days. That means in all, these many days were there. Okay, so it's around 7 1 by 5 plus 3, that is 10 1 by 5 days. Okay, now let's try this problem. 15 men would finish a piece of work in 210 days, but at the end of every 10 days, 15 additional men are employed. In how many days the work will be finished? It's a simple man days concept. 15 persons are taking 210 days to get the work completed. That means in all it is 3150 man days work. Okay. Now for 10 days, these 15 people are working all alone, right? That means in 10 days, 150 man days work has been done. After that, 15 additional men are employed. That means now for next 10 days, 30 people are working. Okay, so it's 300 man days work. Then after Further 10 days 15 more persons are being employed. So now 45. So it's 450 man days. Then 60 into 10, 600 man days. Similarly 75 into 10, 750 man days. The work will be continued till we reach 3150 limit. Okay. So further it is 90 into 10, 900 man days. Now if we add up all of these, we will be getting 3150. Okay, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 set of 10 days. That means in all 60 days it would take to get the work completed. Okay, simple Mendes concept. Now let's see this problem. A similar problem we have done earlier also. A can do a piece of work in 15 days and B in 20 days. They began the work together, but 5 days before the completion of the work, A leaves. The work was completed in what duration, right? Now, for 5 days, B is working all alone. That means in 5 days, while working all alone, B might have done 5 by 20, that is 1/4 of the work. That means previously A and B, when they were working together, they might have done 3/4 of the work. Okay, 3/4 of the work, A plus B. Now A is doing 1/15th of the work per day. B is doing 1/20th work of per day. So it's 7 by 60 work per day is being done when A and B working together. But they have to do just 3/4 of the work. So if 7 by 60 work takes 1 day, that means 3/4 of the work will take 45 by 7 days. Okay, so 45 by 7 days earlier and 5 days when B was working all alone. So in all these many days it will take to get the work completed. So it's 6 around 6 point something is this, and plus 5, so it's around 12 days. Okay, so it's 12 days. Clear? Friends, I hope you might have enjoyed the session and you might have learned a lot about time and work problems. So we will be doing similar problems in our next session. Till then, do revise the session and previous sessions. Bye-bye.